Welcome to the details now. 3 private legal practitioners have sued the government of Ghana over deplorable conditions in the country's prisons. And those are some pictures of the prisons, the deplorable situation in the prisons. These are stories that Seth Kwame Boateng has been pursuing, and we will be having a discussion. We'll talk to some of the lawyers. One of the lawyers will actually join me in studio. We'll talk to him to find out what really their release are. What story. This has been an ongoing story where the situation in the prison, of course, has proven to be inhumane, and that is why these lawyers have decided to take on the government. I've been joined in the studio by Francis Ontowin, who is one of the lawyers. We're talking about 3 legal practitioners. He's representing them here, and he's going to take us through what really their reliefs are. Thank you very much and welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm not bad at all. Let's talk about your suit. Tell us about the suit. What really is in it?
Yes, our suit is a very simple one. We have observed that our prison conditions are in a very deplorable situations. You know, we have visited quite a number of prisons. I think most especially that of Nsawam.
Okay.
I personally made my first visit to Nsawam when I was then at the law faculty in Legon. And you know, as part of our criminal law lessons, we make a visit to prisons to see how inmates fare in there. I observed quite a number. I mean, it has always been in the media that prison conditions are in a very serious, bad shape. But I witnessed it personally when I first made a visit to Nsawam in 2013.
And you made this trip alongside your 2 other colleagues, is that
I made this trip alongside students at the law faculty.
Okay. And so the 3 of you decided to put this writ together.
Yes.
What is it that you're suing government for?
Yes, we come under Article 2.1 of the Constitution, where a person who alleges that an act is inconsistent with the Constitution, I mean, can seek redress in the Supreme Court.
Okay.
So our main focus is Article 15 and that of Article 35(4) of the 1992 Constitution. And
they'll say?
Article 15, I mean, the dignity of all persons are inviolable. It goes further to state that, I mean, a person who is held in detention, I mean, is not supposed to be subjected to torture, any act that is, you know, either dehumanizing, you know, degrading and all that. And we feel that the prison conditions...
What are the reliefs you're seeking?
Quite a number of reliefs.
Tell me about it.
Just about 2 or 3 of them. Our reliefs are simple. We want to reduce congestion in the prisons. We want to better what they eat in the prisons.
Okay.
We want to better their medical, you know, facilities as well. I mean, quite a number of reliefs. But
so you want to reduce congestion.
Yes.
You want better nutrition, basically.
Better nutrition.
And then,
you know, other medical, you know, services in the prisons.
Okay. And has there been any response so far, would you say?
So far, no. Maybe perhaps because of the holidays, but we'll definitely hear from the Attorney General.
Okay. Yes. But I mean, here at Joy News, I have a colleague, Seth Kwame Boateng, who has been pursuing this story vigorously, and he has done extensive work on the prisons, and some things have been done following the reports that he made. I mean, the Justice for All program, for instance, has been rekindled. Government has made promises. Some financial commitments have been made. Are you not aware of all of these things?
Oh, of course I'm aware. I mean, I've read extensively around it. And then, as you said, Seth Kwame Boateng's video, we have actually factored that, you know, it's part of our exhibits, you know, for the, you know, the judges to just have a view and all that. You know, we make a lot of comments in the media and all that, but the proper forum is there, and that is the court. If the court makes orders, our government would obviously respond.
If the court makes orders and the government says we do not have the financial wherewithal at the moment to do what you're asking us to do, then what?
We are a bit pragmatic about this. We've realized that this cannot be done in a day or two. I mean, that is why, as part of our duties, we are giving government some time. We are, you know, proposing that the Supreme Court should make some orders, maybe 2-3 years, to set up a plan, whichever government comes into power, I mean, to make sure that our reliefs are sorted.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, there's a new government. I mean, we're all expecting that on the 7th of January we'll have a different government from what is in government. At this moment, you're suing government, and I believe that the Attorney General, have you, are you suing the Attorney General?
Yes, we are
suing
the
Attorney General, but then it's going to change. What are your expectations? I mean, of course, this is going to go into the next year anyway. So what are your expectations of the changes and how it's going to affect your suit?
We're thinking maybe some delays, but we feel we just filed this suit last week.
Okay.
And then any Attorney General who will be relinquishing power in 2 weeks maybe will not really go into the merits of the case. So whatever stage that, you know, the Attorney General currently may have gotten to in respect of our suit, obviously the successor would take it up from there. We haven't really gone far with this suit. Besides, there are a number of suits that are being brought against the Attorney General. And I'm sure when, you know...
A number of suits, you mean a number of suits related to this particular case? No, okay, you mean generally?
Yeah, I'm presuming that there are quite a number of suits. Maybe perhaps they have started in November and they are still... But ours just started. So we feel that, you know, changing of government will not really affect our...
What's the level of confidence you have that this suit actually will be taken seriously?
We leave that to the court, I mean, to decide. But we are very positive that our release will be granted.
And it comes with some, does this come with some financial commitment, I mean, on your part, as the three of you that are suing the government? It comes with some financial obligations on your part. Who is funding this, or how are you funding this?
We are funding this ourselves, you know.
You're a young lawyer, I suppose.
Yes,
Did you just join? Have you been called to the bar?
Yes,
recently.
I have. Yes, recently.
So you started practicing.
Yes.
And your first income, you're going to spend your first income on this suit. Is that correct?
Even at law school, you know,
I was
contributing to, you know, some activities with regards to, you know, generally criminal matters. So basically, even though I have to do my own private, you know, stuff, I still think that I have to contribute my quota towards, you know, the criminal justice system specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're speaking about how you were touched because you visited the prisons and you saw the inhumane conditions that these inmates have been subjected to. But then, can you tell us about your other colleagues who are not here? What is the motivation for them, would you say?
My colleagues, one is about 10 years at the bar.
Okay.
Another is about 3-4 years at the bar.
Okay.
You know, how did we meet? I mean, with regards to this suit, let me just summarize that. You know, we thought of the criminal justice system. We thought that, no, we have to contribute to a number of, you know, things that are either in our statute books, and we feel that, no, these things are not worth being in our statute books. So we began touching on the criminal justice system. And then, you know, apart from the visit I made, my other colleagues have had, you know, touch with the prisons. You know, they have dealt with criminal matters. They have visited their clients who perhaps have been here, you know, so they know the system. And we all don't know when, you know, you may be, you know, subjected to some of these conditions. So we just feel that this is for the general good of, I mean, people. And I think it will go a long way to help our criminal justice system.
I'm going to get back to you briefly, but so the two other colleagues are Martin Pebu and Nana Akwesi Ewa, correct? And that you guys want the Supreme Court to, they want the Supreme Court to compel government to build new prisons and or expand the existing prisons. Now, that is something that government says it is doing. So you would foresee, or you would like to foresee that this case will still go on, and then you would get the feedback that, well, government is already doing it. We're already in the process. In that case, you really don't have a case, do you?
No, the question is when. have they started?
Well, we're on it, and you could see that we're on it, that we're doing something about it.
Where have they got into? Maybe another government can abandon it if he comes into power. But where a Supreme Court has ordered, I mean, hopefully that is what we're praying for. I mean, a government cannot abandon it. But as we speak now, any government can decide to abandon any steps that have been taken to, reduce congestion and all other, inhumane treatments in the prisons.
There have also been some work done by the Prisons Council. Are you in touch with them? Do you know what plans they have? Does that matter to you as far as your suit is concerned?
Yes, we got in touch with them some time back. We actually wanted to make a final visit to some prisons, specifically in Sawam. We wrote a letter to the Director General to visit the prisons just to have a final observation, but it appeared there were a lot of delays. They said we had to go through the Ministry of Interior and all that. We said no, we just wanted a brief to go because we have foreknowledge of what happens in the prisons, and there was no need to push to make a final visit to. Some of them were very receptive. I think quite a number, and they were so happy that a suit like this, because they are in touch with the inmates and they know what they go through. So, they were quite happy that a suit like this was being brought against the Attorney General. I'm
not very sure, but will that be the very first time that a suit like this has, been brought against government in this country?
As far as I am concerned,
as far as you're concerned, it will be.
First, yes.
So, is it more of, and because if you remember, I've said that there's some work going. Is it more of, a group of legal practitioners wanting to, make the headline some way, somehow, or what do you say to people who would feel that way, by the way?
You mean just to make names?
To make a name for you, because they'll say that, well, some work already is being done.
Not really. Making name, there are so many ways of, a good lawyer would always have his day, It's not about bringing a suit against the Attorney General.
Well, this is a national
this is
issue.
Yes.
So,
what we have in mind, we are not really going out there, to win at all costs.
Okay.
We want to put it out there that what is government doing about what is happening in prisons? What will the court say? Having all the evidence and all that we would put before them, what would they say? It will be on record. We have read reports from Amnesty International and all that, and they have made quite, should I say, very sad remarks about
very
what
damning
remarks about what happens in our prisons. So, it's not really to make name. Making name, a lawyer will at least have his day someday, but not.
You'll always have your day, but then this issue has been there. The issue about the prison, the Amnesty reports, there have been reports upon reports upon reports. So why now?
Maybe nobody wanted to take it up. And maybe we feel that today we must take it up, because there's an appropriate forum. The forum is the court. No matter the number of reports, if you don't go to the court, nothing can be done. Maybe government will see the reports, they may want to do one or two, but the court will definitely, be the appropriate forum to, reduce some of these conditions that we're talking about.
Okay, let me take your final words as we wrap up on this particular discussion.
Yes, my final words, we are very positive, in as much as we don't want to, comment on the merits of this case. We are very positive that our release will be granted. We pray that our release will be granted so that, we can make the prisons a better place.
Okay. Thank you very much, Francis Ontoin.
Yes.
What does your name mean, by the way?
It means, it's a question. It's, who can challenge God? But usually I answer it, so no one can challenge God.
No one can challenge God, I see. Francis Ontoin is one of 3 legal practitioners who are suing government over the situation in Ghana's prisons. And last you heard me say, here at Joy News, we pursue the story in the prisons very vigorously and with so much passion. And so it's very good that you brought this up. We hope that we get positive results from this, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much for coming through. This is Pulse. My name is gov't. I will be right back with some more stories. Please stay with us.